Hello from Master Money on this gloomy, cloudy, cold Sunday morning. Don't get me wrong, I made it sound horrible, but it's still beautiful. There's turkeys gobbling in the background, there's birds singing, birds flying over. It's a beautiful day. So we're going to talk nunchucks. All right, first thing we're going to talk about is the back of the hand spin, the turnover your hand. And the reason is just because that's a standard everybody wants to know. So we're going to talk very briefly about that because it's in other videos. But we're going to talk about it, move on to other tricks that I personally really enjoy. All right, just a few. All right, first one is the back of the hand spin. Now this is a speed chuck, which means it has a very short chain. The long chains, you can flip it and you can actually catch it. When you catch it, you can then let go of the first one when you feel like it, and then you can still finish the technique. With the speed chucks, you have to hit the centrifugal force, which means this moving in order to get the nunchuck to cooperate with you, okay? In order to make this spin happen, you're gonna come here, hit the back, the nunchuck right here where it connects to the chain on the back of your hand. When it touches the back of your hand, you let go of the first one, all right? They have to keep the momentum going. The reason why it comes up and sits on my thumb or my wrist like this is because that's where it's gonna rest until I pop it to go the other way, or I pop it into my other hand. All right, so I'll sit there, pop into my other hand, okay? However, one of the most common things I see that is a mistake when we talk about doing this is people do this little spin, and then they turn their hand over and try to catch it. Or they turn their hand out and then they try to catch it like this. I mean, that's just craziness, all right? Watch my hand. Very little of this during the catch. I use the spin of my wrist to get the nunchuck spinning. That is it. I do not turn my hand over to catch it. It's still upside right. All right. I use it to get it spinning. Hand is still upside right. All right. Make sure you practice this with both hands. All right. All right. So cool. We got through that one without me dropping it. That's a good thing. The next trick we're going to have, there's a good chance I'll drop it on this one for you. And why do I keep saying that word drops? Because my dad taught me a long time ago, fishing, that if you're not getting snagged, you're not fishing in the right spot. I kind of relate that to weaponry, especially nunchuck practice. If you're not dropping the weapons, you're not going to the next level. It means you haven't tried it. Now, I don't mean those of you that are screwy and squirrely and just go, oops. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you truly trying and it doesn't work. At some point in this video, you will see me do that. All right, because I'll be distracted by talking to the camera. And I'll drop it. I don't care. Pick it up and I keep going. All right. The next one is going to be a foot toss. All right. So you're going to have a figure eight, just like this, and you have one foot slightly in front of the other. The foot that's in front at this point should be the hand that's spinning. All right. This is a forward figure eight. If you do a backwards figure eight, it is really awkward to get it to where you need it. So I'm going to do a forward figure eight. On that forward figure eight, on the front leg side, on this upward side, I'm going to figure eight it right onto the top of my foot. This is where I want it to be. All right? Not on the toes, not trying to catch it. I'm just hooking it with my foot. And we'll see how this works with shoes on. All right? From here to here, catch it, toss it up in the air, and off you go. Here, catch it, missed it. Didn't have any centrifugal force going on that, so it didn't work. All right, up in the air, and I dropped it again. Let's see if I can go for 3 in a row. All right, here we go. Up in the air, and off we go. There. See, it looks cool when you finish it right, doesn't it? All right, ow. Don't laugh at me, I just hit my elbow. All right, from here, the idea is to get this nunchuck kind of spinning this way. All right, and right as it does, you're going to try to catch your foot on the nunchuck here. And the trick is trying to get it to come straight up in front of you. Most people, when they start it, they kick it, and it goes way over there. All right. Don't let that discourage you. All you've got to do is try to pick it up, put your toes up a little bit more, and it'll start coming up and up and up. I'd rather you kick it away from you first than have your first one be in your nose, because that happens too. So as you're doing this, get the other hand up, hand here, come in, catch it, up it comes. Go to your wrist spin if you catch it wrong. All right, if you catch it upside down, don't stop. Get it over the back of the hand and keep right on going. All right, so that's your leg or your foot toss. Next one is a strike. It's kind of an interesting one. You're gonna go again to our figure 8. I'm gonna touch from here. I want to be going backwards actually. Backward spin. And I'm gonna come up to the top of my head just like this. My hand stays here and I go boom. And I'm right on top of my head. And I'm looking at the bad guy and boom. All right, now I'm going to show you the trick. All right, so as you're here, I'm hitting my back with the nunchuck. Doesn't hurt at all. It looks like it would, and I'm also looking up. The reason why I'm looking up is I'm going with the weapon to reduce it. So you can kind of hear a little clunk. That means the top part's hitting my head a little bit, and right back in the back. A lot of the times that you have to remember when you're hitting yourself with a nunchuck is you need to hit with the part where the chain is and not the end. If I were to try to do this way, I'd be in so much pain I wouldn't be able to continue. So I'm actually putting this part right on the crown of my head and then putting my head back to straighten this line out to stop the weapon. And then when it comes time to do the strike, I look down as hard as I can and this nunchuck comes off my back really hard. So that's the head trick. So you're gonna spin, come up, and then come back. Spin and back. Figure out which angle you like and use it. All right, so that's the head spin. All right, one last one. We're gonna do our shoulder tosses. So we're gonna be here. You're gonna put your thumb on your nunchuck like this. On that same side, you're gonna put your thumb in your armpit, just like that. So I'm gonna do a figure 8, thumb in the armpit, and catch, ouch. Thumb in the armpit, and catch. Thumb in the armpit, and catch. Now, the reason why I keep saying thumb in the armpit is when your thumb touches your armpit, that's when you let go. Anytime before, it goes that way. Anytime after, it hits you in the head, and I do that enough on my own, I'm not gonna do it on purpose. All right, so from here, same side, thumb in the armpit, and up it goes. When it gets up in the air, the trick is to look at it, stare at the one you want to catch, and go for it. And what I always tell people is, if you look at it and go, yeah, that's not gonna happen, back out. Don't try to catch it anyway. You'll get better at it. The only time to catch it anyway is if you're in competition, all right? And you don't want to drop it because you get disqualified. But when you're training, there's no reason to put your hand out there and make a mistake that's going to hurt you. Unless you want to. All right, so that's your shoulder toss. And they can get pretty high. They can be pretty fast too when you get good at it. We're going to do the same thing, but this time across the body. All right? It's the same thing, but not quite going to the armpit this time. We're kind of going, I'm trying to stay low, kind of going to the middle of the back. So it's a figure 8, and then whoom, right over the shoulder. The idea is to keep it straight. It's kind of coming upwards in my back, and then it's coming over the opposite shoulder, and I'm catching the trailing nunchuck. So as it comes up, I missed it that time. I should say, did I say trailing? Let me see if I'm right. I think I'm wrong. Yeah, I'm wrong. It's the lead nunchuck, so it's the opposite one that you're holding on to. So I'm going to catch this one. All right. All right. You can use both hands. You can use the same side hand or the opposite hand. It just depends on what you want to do. All right, so you got cross shoulder tosses up in the air, which means your thumb comes here, and that's when you let go. You've got the same side shoulder tosses. That means your thumb goes in your armpit right here, and it comes straight up here. You have got the head, I call it the head strike, because you come up and you strike with it. You've also got your hand turns, and you've got your wonderful world of the foot toss. All right? There's your tricks for today. See if you can add any of them to your thing, your form, your repertoire. What you got? Show me what you got.